I refused to be nice to my husband's parents, and it made him upset.
Well, yeah.
My husband of 1.5 years, let's call him Jonathan, is Indian and I'm Southeast Asian. We met at work, fell in love, got married, and I moved to the big city here in the US to be with him where he's based. By the way, this comes from Just No Indian Mother-in-Law, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OKStorytime subreddit. So, we are doing well financially as we both have good jobs in the city. We are double income, no kids, or dinks. So we're able to buy a house in the suburbs, 1 hour away from the city to which we commute every day from work. I drive both of us to work as I'm the only one with driving experience. I have made it clear to him from the very beginning that I hate living with other people. Don't like having issues with roommates or extended family. And for the first year of our marriage, I stayed at home while he worked as I was waiting for my work permit. And during this time, I played 50s housewife and did everything for him. Cleaning, laundry, cooking, other errands. Now that we both have jobs and are more financially secure, he invites his mom and dad, both are Indian and in their 60s, from India and told me that they would like to visit for 6 to 9 months. 6 to 9 months? That's also a big disparity, you know, like saying 6 to 9 months.
Yeah, true.
Because 6 months is already a lot, but like the just being like, yeah, there might be 3 extra months.
Yeah, it might be like a week to like, a few years, something like that.
What about 6 to 9 days?
Yeah.
Let's start there. I said that's insane, and I don't want to live with other people in my house for that long, not his parents or my parents. No exceptions. I told him 3 weeks to 1 month is my max, and even then I foresaw some issues that might crop up. He proceeds to negotiate with his mom, who then agrees that 3 months is fine. Again, this is not even close to fine for me, and I let him know. But he guilt trips me into agreeing, and he said his mom and dad are very old, and this will probably be the last time they'll visit. Well, then they can stay in, I don't know, like stay somewhere else.
Yeah.
Get them like a place to live.
Right, because this isn't just a visit. This is
No.
like you'll be living with them.
If they're living there for 6 to, like, get them an apartment, honestly.
Yeah.
He proceeds to buy the ticket, even when I voiced out how this is not going to end well. He thinks I actually agreed to this. Reddit, I don't ever remember being okay with this, and if I have somehow made it seem that I agreed, I really regret being guilt-tripped into that decision, and I wish now that I had more spine. After buying the tickets, we bickered a lot about the decision, and one time he expressed that it was his duty as a son to at least give this as a gift for his parents. Then visiting the US, this will be the second time. First time they stayed for 1 month when I had not moved in with him yet. I told him that since he is married, his primary duty is with me as a husband, and that everyone else should not be his top priority. I get that maybe this is a cultural thing, so I reminded him that I have made it clear in the past that I do not want to live with other people for extended periods of time. He denies that I made that clear before and said that he would like to do this thing for his parents. Then you do it. Go find a new place and you can live there with them.
Yeah.
During this conversation, I, of course, kind of threw a fit and said he didn't care about my feelings. And he responded that I was a cold-hearted person for not agreeing to let his parents live with us and how his parents will pass away soon and how, again, this might be the last visit. I told him, well, next year they will probably be here again and you'll say the same thing. And what, you'll let them stay for longer because they'll be older and have more chances of... He says he can't guarantee their passing. And again, that I was a bad person for not feeling sorry for them. Reddit, of course I don't feel bad. I haven't even met them. So I apologized and said, okay, maybe I'm out of line and we'll see. Maybe I'll like them. He says I needed a compromise and that I wasn't compromising at all. Dude, you're not compromising.
Yeah.
OP said, hey, 3 weeks. And you said, okay, 3 months.
Yeah.
The compromise should already be that she's allowing your parents to stay there for 3 weeks, but she said, I don't want to live with anyone else.
Yeah.
That's
honestly.
already compromise on her part.
Like her max is a month, but I'm guessing that's not very comfortable for her still.
I told him, wow, 3 months is a huge compromise.
Mm-hmm.
He also mentioned how his mom is self-absorbed and has cut out almost everyone in her life and doesn't have any good relationships with anyone, including him. So I was, of course, thinking she'll also be doing some circus while she's here. Well, Reddit, the day finally came and they arrived. Since I'm the only one licensed to drive, I took a day off from work, even though I get paid by the day, and we both picked up his parents from the airport. All's fine and dandy. They seem like nice people, although a little bit traditional. His dad never says much and just watches TV in the living room. His mom spends time with his dad. This is all they do every day, all day. His mom caters to the dad as he's not very mobile, arthritis issues, and we make sure that they have everything they need in the guest room, which is on the second floor. Mom Month 1. They like to spend all their time in the living room, even when we bought them their own TV. My resentment is growing as I would like to spend some time in the shared areas as well, but they're always hogging it. That is really annoying.
Yeah.
I think not like when you have roommates, it feels really chill just to have people always in the living room.
Right.
But when you have like people over who
Yeah.
are like who you know are your roommates' friends or like a you know, because I've had this happen where like a roommate, not here, but like where a roommate was constantly bringing someone over, and they would just kind of always be in the living room.
Yeah.
Like even when they're not there, and you're just like, okay, I don't feel like comfortable in my living room anymore.
When you move in with people, you know, it's understanding that like, yeah, these are shared areas, so everyone like has equal access to it. But when you are just having people over, like you're not agreeing to that. And if she's used to living alone with like her and her husband, she's gonna want that space for herself sometimes.
Exactly. And also she doesn't really have her own space. You know, like she has her room, but that is also a shared space.
Shared, right.
So that's tricky.
Oof.
They are always in the living room, in the dining room, in the kitchen. We take them to parks often, of course. I am always the driver. I feel like I'm doing a lot for these people, but it's not enough. I learned from my husband that sometimes mother-in-law criticizes me. She'll find something to say. She also always speaks in Hindi, even though she knows how to speak in English, and sometimes refuses to talk to me, but will talk about me even when I'm in the same room. Since we're in the same house, she often hears me and my husband bicker about stupid things, and would later comment how I don't compromise and that we fight too much and couples shouldn't fight. My husband told her that isn't the case and that we're fine. Month 2. My husband and I took a 4-day trip to the neighboring country to have a very minor medical procedure. It's cheaper there. And to have a mini vacation. Husband proceeds to be on video chat with his mom every 5 minutes or so. I voiced out that this is getting annoying as I feel like I'm having a vacation with his mom and not him. He tones it down. During the procedure, the mom kept asking me for updates every 30 seconds. I'm not exaggerating. She just really cares.
She just cares so much.
She just cares so much that she needs like minute by minute breakdown of everything that's happening.
Yeah.
And I told her to chill, as this is a routine procedure. We finally get back home and learn from our friend, who we asked to stay with the parents and home sit while we were gone, that the mom had crap talked us. Mainly how my husband is frustrated with her or how I'm overpowering and domineering. Probably because I'm not a submissive Indian wife. And how she was not consulted when we bought our house. Every other day, my husband blames his mom for being crazy, and then the next day he'll blame me for not being compromising, and he tells me to just suck it up because she's like that and we can't change her. We can not invite her for 3 months though.
Yeah.
That was something that we could have done.
Absolutely in your control.
Some days she'll criticize me to my husband every moment she gets and just generally paint a bad picture of me to him. Month 3. Last month.
We're getting
Home
there.
Stretch. We can do this. Whew. I'm also a little bit worried that they're going to extend it.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. They're going to get to month 3 and she's going to be like, oh, well, you know, we need to stay here longer.
Yeah, they're just not going to leave.
We have to. Yeah.
Oh, man.
They're going to stay that whole 9 months.
And just guilt trip to get their way.
Yeah.
Dude.
Month 3. There are other little things that I complain to my husband about, such as how mother-in-law is hovering in the kitchen whenever I cook, asking me to rewash vegetables, but she never washes dishes and utensils properly. It's driving me insane. I teach her how to use the dishwasher. She doesn't want to use it ever. She says she would like to sweep the floor. I give her the broom and vacuum, but she never does it. Kitchen floor is always crappy. I end up having to clean all this until on the 3rd month. I have given up on cooking and cleaning. I am growing very resentful as we are paying for everything, and she's not old enough to not contribute to the household. One day we took them for a long drive to see the fall foliage, and she was crap talking in the car about me and my husband in Hindi. I told her that she needs to speak English. She repeatedly said, why? I told her because she's in my car and I'm talking to her. She was saying in Hindi how we have no shame and are being overly clever. I read it. At this point, I wanted to throw her out of my car. Since then, I have not spoken to her. My husband also was very upset, but started talking to her again after a few days. My husband has tried to convince me to be nice to them as they're only here for a few more days. I refuse. He said that this will be the last time he'll invite them because he does acknowledge that his mom is a handful.
Yeah.
But like, that's what you say now, but then, you know, it's
Right.
going to come because you already had this conversation with OP where she said that I don't want to ever live with anyone else.
Yeah.
And you presumably agreed only to say, oh, I don't remember you ever saying that.
Right.
So like what's
Best
to
remember
stop
this.
you from, saying next time, oh, I don't remember ever saying that this was the last time.
Yeah. Don't trust it. Don't trust it.
Finally, they're leaving next week, and I told my husband on the train today I would not be taking them to the airport. I refuse to put any effort and time and skip work just to drive these horrible people to the airport. It will take 3 hours of my time. I told him to Uber as we can afford it. He became very upset with me and stormed off when we got off the train. I felt really bad that he got mad, so I told my boss I'll take the day off to drive the in-laws. No. Why can't he get a freaking license?
Yeah, what's that about?
What's going on? Like, why do you have to do all of this for his parents?
Right.
And then also get, bad-mouthed and told that you're not compromising or helping out.
Yeah.
When you're doing way more than he is.
You're doing all of it. All of it. Get an Uber.
Get an Uber, buddy. I feel like I'm being taken advantage of and my husband is not defending me. But you can take advantage of full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search Aboki Storytime. But there is a little bit left to the story. Do you have any final thoughts?
This is just so incredibly confusing or frustrating for OP, for surezies. Because she's doing all of this stuff, and like you said, it's like they're crap talking her in front of her. So it's like, guys, acknowledge me and appreciate what I'm doing for you. It's a lot.
Do it.
Yeah. Come on.
No, it's the very least they could do, and they're not even doing that. Like, they're not paying monetarily for this. They're not paying in kindness. They're not helping out around the house. What's
going on?
Where's the point? Where's the appreciation?
Yeah. Also, what's the point of visiting if you are just crap talking the people that you're around?
Literally, why are you even here?
It shows me that you don't really like the people very much. So what's the point of being there?
Reddit, these people are in my house and are disrespecting me and my marriage. My husband has no spine and does not want to draw the line. He wants me to be nice to his parents, who are not even nice to me. I have suggested couples counseling to him, but he has often said that I'm the only one with an issue. He believes that since I have agreed to having them for 3 months, I should suck it up for the 3 months no matter what and not complain. Reddit, and I really so wrong for not putting up with this. And that is the end of that story.
Wow.